Welcome, class of 2021. Now it is your time to complete your pathways, and that way we can verify them for you for graduation. Today you will be filling out the pathway check form and turning it into your Ramtime teacher. If you need a little bit more time, that's okay, but you need to give it to us as soon as possible. Without having that form, there is no guarantee that we will be able to give you your pathways for graduation. They are all due before spring break at the latest. Please visit the Zoom link during your verification period for help or if you have any questions. My name is Mrs. Twari. I am one of the Academy coordinators and I will be there to help you. We will be using Zoom so I can talk to you privately if you prefer rather than a large group. Your pathway check form, once completed, will be verified with your transcript by a member of the Academy leadership team. You will be notified which pathway or pathways you have earned in April. And then in May, you'll be able to graduate and wear your Academy cords with pride. So to start the process, I wanted to show you what that overall form looks like. Okay. And so you can see that all pathways must be submitted by March 26, 2021. And if you look on the left-hand side, you will see how to access your unofficial transcript. So over here on the left, it talks you how to sign into Jeffco Campus, go to Documents, select the GMHS unofficial transcript, and this will help you remember all the classes and grades that you have completed through fall 2020. Each semester class is worth a half credit, and each year-long class is worth 1 credit. Because of the pandemic, we have changed the pathways. Please look at all of them to see if there is a pathway you might have completed that you weren't expecting. Each pathway is now only 3 credits. So as you complete the pathways, please double check that you are actually completing 3 credits within each section. For example, if it says 1 credit for foundations, make sure you have that 1 credit completed and the supporting 2 credits. It also is dependent on pathways. If you're completing a Warren Tech program, you will earn a pathway in human services. Otherwise, we will choose the pathway that is closest to your program. This line here for the any class options, what you need to do for those sections, and you'll see it is in every single pathway, is it is to help make it easier when writing these pathways in the document. Instead of listing every class, we had to generalize a little bit. So any publication class includes yearbook, newspaper, and journalism. Any business and marketing class includes any class listed in that part of the registration course catalog. For any video production class is any class listed under that section. For any STEM elective class, it is any class listed under computer science and or engineering robotics section of the catalog. And any theater class is any class from the theater section. So as you look at your pathways, please double check that you have earned all the proper credits. The highlighted yellow means that you have completed that pathway and those courses. The easier it is for us to read your form, the more likely you will earn a pathway. So as you get to the third page, this is where you will actually declare the pathways that you are completing. That beginning part is your documentation. This is the form where we will officially grant your pathways. If you're not completing a pathway, make sure you fill out the form, I am not completing any pathways. So you will need to highlight that section. You need to also highlight any section of any pathways you are earning if you are earning pathways. For each pathway highlighted above, you have to have completed the coursework. Otherwise, you will not receive that pathway. To earn a pathway endorsement with honors, you must have completed a capstone project. If you have not completed a capstone project, you'll need to skip to question 5. So you'll notice that right here, you will skip question 4 because you cannot earn the Renaissance Scholar endorsement. If you did not complete a Warren Tech program, you will skip to question 6. If you did, this is where you would describe your Warren Tech program. If you are completing a STEM endorsed diploma, click yes or highlight yes. And if you're not and you haven't heard about it, please highlight no. If you're completing the seal of biliteracy, fill it out the same. If you do not know what we're talking about, then you probably didn't earn that distinction. The last page here is our pathway exception form. This is where if you need to make an exception for one of the credits or partial credits in your pathway, and you will have to fill this out in its entirety, including the name of the pathway, the class you're substituting, the reason of why you're substituting it, how that substitution, why you should be able to be granted that, and if you've had a discussion with your counselor or a membership of the ALT to help with this exception form. If you have any questions, you'll notice the Zoom link is embedded right here in the document, and you could always email me as well if you have questions. I will have a second video to go through the example in more detail.